Great. So welcome everybody to our very first weekly sync for the Q4 cohort of 2022. We have reached now, we are cohort 49. And this year it's awesome because we have 2 European African cohorts. This hasn't happened before. So it means that a lot more people from Europe and Africa are getting interested. And I'd like us to start first with some introductions to get to know each other. We can start from us mentors, and I can start with myself. So my name is Golfo. I live in Greece and I am from Greece. I've been working remotely as a front-end developer for the past 5 years. And I've been a mentor here at the Collab Lab for the past 2 or so years. And I've had a really great experience so far, and I hope you will also have a great experience. My main hobby is my 2 dogs. I love dogs, but yeah, I love them much. I don't want any more now, but I don't know in the future if I get any more. So that's it for me. Next, Patrick.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are doing so good. All right, my name is Patrick, and I'll be with you guys as your mentor for this various weeks that we're going to be together. Yeah, I'm currently in Rwanda, and I have been doing coding for about 4 years. Currently, I'm working as a mobile developer at a company called Keiko. It's a local company here in Rwanda. And you guys, I'm very glad to be starting with you. And I hope I'll be sharing you the most that I can. All right, that is me. So my hobby is gymnastics and yoga. I like to golf. I don't like pets, as she said. I don't like them anymore. All right, that is me. Okay, I think that is it. And maybe we're going to get to know each other. Yeah, so by so. All right, cool. Back to you, Golf.
Hey, thank you very much, Patrick, for the introduction. And next is IU, who is responsible for the code of conduct.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Ayu, and I'm based in the Netherlands. I am the code of conduct for TCL-49. Currently, I'm busy with the tech blogging, and also, well, I'm here to make sure that we have the safe environment, for you, and to ensure that everybody has a good experience. And you can expect me like around Slack, and for us to have like a check-in chat in the coming weeks. And my hobby is I love bullet journaling and playing piano. And yeah, that's all for me. So I will go to Christina.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Christina. I'm from Spain, but I'm living in Germany since 12 years. So I'm almost German, I could say. Yeah, I decided to join the Collab because, well, I'm actually been working in marketing for a lot of years, but I want to switch career to tech. So I'm hoping to learn a lot from all of you here and collaborate together. And yeah, my main hobbies actually are also playing the piano as you, but I'm also still learning. And yeah, sometimes I also play volleyball, and I also like dancing a lot. So yeah, happy to be here and get to know all of you.
Okay, thank you very much, Christina. Next on my screen is Terry.
Hi everyone, my name is Terry. I am currently based in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm a software engineer and technical writer, so I'm majorly focused on the front end. What again? Sorry, I didn't get the introduction.
Your hobby?
Okay, my hobby. When I was still like having more free time to myself, I do a lot of street photography back in the day. I use my mobile phone to take street photography. And I also I love kayaking. and hiking and probably 1 or 2 traveling. So I've been to Benin and Togo across West Africa. So yeah, that's just who I am.
Okay, thank you very much. Next is Victoria.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Victoria, currently based in Abuja, Nigeria. I'm a mom with 2 beautiful kids. I'm trying to switch careers to programming. Currently, I do a little bit of technical support. Can you shift? Thank you. So I do a little bit of technical support for our B2B partners for their APIs. So I actually picked an interest in tech, and I've been writing code since 2020. That was when I started after I had my second baby. So what I'm seeking to do with Collab Lab is to have a platform where I can be able to that I'll be able to use to, properly transition into tech. So I'm looking forward to this opportunity. And I don't even know how I was picked, but like this is as a mom, your life has to stop at one place, especially here in Nigeria, where they don't really expect women to keep pushing to, get what they want. So I want to be able to make a statement which says that for a woman, your life doesn't have to necessarily end because you are married. And even if you are a mom, that means you have to keep going because you have your kids that have to be proud of you. So I'm majored in front end development, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with you all. Yes. Cheers.
Okay, thank you, Victoria. And yeah, for your information, I'm married and I'm going to have a kid later this year. So yeah, I agree that
Oh wow.
life doesn't end.
Yeah, congrats.
So thank you very much, everybody, for your introductions. And yeah, we're going to be working together for the next 8 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll know each other better. And now Patrick will show us a module about learning Git, so we can learn the basics. Patrick?
I think it's having connection issues.
Okay, we can wait a bit. Yep, we can see the screen, Patrick.
Okay, great. I will just share my screen. All right. As the term says, collabs. So here we're going to be doing a lot of collaborations, and you guys, as you know, so the way that we tend to collaborate is to use Git. So Git is going to be our best tool for collaborations. All right. So we're going to quickly go through Git, how we're going to be using it to collaborate upon the project that we have. I think you have already received the invitations to the repo. But before we go, I would like to see how many of us have been using Git. Is there anyone new on Git? Let me see. Is there anyone new with Git? You can kindly unmute and wait. All right. So I think we are all used to Git. So let's continue. All right. So basically, let's see what you're going to be covering with Git. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. We are going to try to cover some commands, some basic commands of Git. As you can see my screen, have checking out. So this command we use it, or maybe you're going to see later on within the slides. All right. So we're going to see basically the commands. Okay, cool. So let's also some terminologies that we use when working with Git. There is a repository, basically a collection of files. Here we're going to be having, I think you have received the invitation to the repository. It's going to be basically our project, which is called hosted on GitHub. And that is going to be basically our repo. Okay, we also have remote. Remote refers to the origin repo. We're going to be seeing this when we use Git. Uh, this remote as a flag is basically used when we want to refer to the when we want to refer to the repo sorry. All right, to the remote repo. All right, so the next thing is going to be the branches. We're going to be working with branches. All right, basically branches is going to be a branch to be a copy of the repo, your current copy of the repo. Basically, like you have to work on a given feature, so you're going to be creating a certain branch for that feature. Then you make sure that you do each and everything within that branch. Then finally you create PRR with that. Okay, cool. So we also have a commit. A commit is going to be it's basically trying to commit the changes that we have made. We are trying now we are trying now to merge our recent changes with the changes on our default branch, or it might be the master or the main branch. It depends. We also have the pull requests. For each and every work to be merged on the default branch, we are going to be creating the PRs for them. Okay, cool. So let's write down. All right, here down we have a given graph that is basically explaining the basic use of Git. As you can see here, we have an initiated commit. Let's say like it's like an example. Let's say like we have added a button. We have uh, we have updated the text. We also have the changes on the default branch. So let's say like I create my own branch, then add some stylings, then add some testings. I test each and everything. So my things are going to be committed to the default branch. When get merged, this is the final output that you're going to be having. You're going to have a code base which is going to include each and everything, including all my changes. So this basically shows the best use of Git to collaborate upon a project. All right, so here down we have some commands. I think you guys have been working with these commands, so we're going to try to be as quick as possible. We have the checkout command. The checkout command basically allows the Git user to move from one branch to another branch. The checkout branch can be followed with a flag which is -b, as you can see it here. It can basically be followed by a -b. For the -b, you're trying to create a new branch and at the same time you check into that branch. All right. Here we have an example checking out within a branch called cool feature. It's basically an example. So this means that we are checking out within a branch that already exists. So if the branch is new, you make sure that you put the dash b so that you can create it and you check into it. Great. Let's see gitpad. Gitpad is the command that we use most of the times to make our files or our changes ready to be committed. All right, I think you have been using this as well. So to stage our changes, you can basically use this command followed by the file including the change. So basically, let's say like this is an example. We have a file called button.js, and we want to stage the changes within this file. So the command is going to be the whole of this thing, git add. Then we specify the path to the file. All right. We can also let's take an example where you have made changes within multiple files, within let's say like more than 10 files. So it's basically hard to specify each and every file. So to be able to stage all the changes, you can basically use git add with a flag -a. So this -a you can also use basically a dot. It's going to stage all the changes that you have made in all change files. All right. So after adding our files or our changes, staging them, we can now be able to commit them. Here is the command. So to commit the changes, you can basically committing allows us to label the changes with a given message. As you can see here, you can basically give the command git commit, then you add a -m. Then within the double quotes, you specify a given message that is relevant. We'll be trying to make them. You can see at some point I have seen some guys who just put irrelevant text within the commit. So let's make sure that our commit messages are going to be relevant and self-explanatory. So you can feel free to stop me at any point whenever you have a question that you want to ask. All right. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to go. Okay, we will share the slides. Whenever you feel like you want to go back through the slides, you can feel free to go through the slides. Okay, cool. And we also have the Slack. You can feel free to reach out inbox either to any mentor of ours. You can feel free to message inbox. Okay, cool.
Sorry, Patrick. I have a question, please.
Yes.
So I don't know. Is
Yes.
it possible to share this particular file after we are done with this section?
To share the what?
The doc you are
Can
using
you come
to
again?
do this training.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. We are going to share. We're going to be sharing it within the channel. Okay, cool. So,
All right.
and whenever you have a question, yeah, whenever you have a question, you can feel free to post it within our channel so that each and every one of us can contribute on that. Great, great, great. Let's try to move on. We finally have the Git push. Basically, Git push allows us to now push the changes to the remote repository from your local repository or from your local computer to the remote repository. So this is the command that we use most of the times, or this is the command that we use most of the times when you're working with Git. So when you are done with all your work, with all your changes at the end of the day, now you're going to be committing, then you push. All right. We have an example. Let's look into this. You can do git push, then a flag u. So basically, we add this flag -u once in a repos within a branch. So what does this mean? It means like whenever the next time when I want to push the changes within this branch, I mean, I'm going to, I'm not going to be specifying the whole of these things, origin, then branch name. So the next time when I want to push, I will only run git push. So this command is run once within a new branch that you have created. Okay, and if you don't feel like you don't want to use the -u, you can basically do git push origin then the branch name. All right, so those are the basics about the command. So git has various commands, a lot of commands out there. So but I think these are the basic commands that they are the basic commands that someone should know to be able to work with Git, to be able to collaborate with others upon the repository. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's try to go very fast. All right, we also have pull requests as we are a team and try to work on a single product. So to make sure that we are aware of the versions, to make sure that we prevent the version collisions. So we are going to be creating the pull request. When you have a task and at the end of the day you are done with your task, committing and pushing each and everything, you're going to go on and create a pull request for that. So the pull request is going to be basically to allow us to review the codes, to allow the colleagues to review your codes. So, and I think we have to talk more about the code review, but basically we should also know that we're going to be creating pull requests for each and every feature, show, or the fix that you want to merge on our default branch. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we also have the conflicts. Of course, when you're working on the product and likely that we face some conflicts. But good enough, we have their Visual Studio codes. It allows us to fix the conflicts very easily, as you can see here highlighted on this image. You can basically be able to match the changes. So let's say like I put the changes from the master, and the changes has been there for maybe for the past few minutes. So it's like I'm going to be facing some conflicts. But with Visual Studio Code, you're going to see some options. You have some options there. You can basically accept the current changes that you have. You can accept the incoming changes, or you can choose to merge both changes, the incoming and your current changes. You also have another option to keep your, it is there to keep your current changes. So you're going to be seeing this. The moment that you face some issues within fixing the conflicts, you can feel free to post it on Slack. Anyone out there can jump on the call, then we try to go through it together. And I hope this is not going to be an issue for us. All right. Okay, so we also have some resources that can get you ready for Git, that can keep you with some Git skills, with some advanced Git skills. When we share the documentation, when we share this slide, you guys are going to find the resources on the very last. Okay, that is about the Git. One more thing that I'm going to talk about is the issues. Okay, is the issues. Okay, cool. Basically issues are the feature that GitHub added later on. And this feature allows us to keep track of our tasks. So with issues, we are able to create we are able to keep the track of the progress of our product. Let's say like we have various tasks. So with issues, we're going to be assigning an issue to you. So let's forget about the other project management tool that we have been using out there. Let's say like we have Trello, we have Jira, and we have Pivot Tracker and other project management tool that we can use. But also, but then we also have the GitHub issue. We can use GitHub issue to make sure that we are track on our tasks and we are trying to deliver them on an expected time. Basically, in this case, how you're going to be using the issues, there are like 4 cases that I'm going to talk about. The very first cases, the very first case is going to be sharing the tasks. As you can see here, we already have the tasks that are already documented. So let me try to open like one task. Okay, so this is like one task. When you open it, you can go through it and you try to read through. You try to read it. You try to read it through. You try to understand everything. And but then you're going to be assigning this. As you can see here, we have assignee. So I can assign this to any teammate within our team. So when you're going to work on it in your separate branch, and at the end of the day, you're going to create a PRR. Your PRR should also specify the particular issue. All right. So that way, when your PRR gets merged, we are going to be also crossing this issue. We also have labels. With labels, we can be able to identify our issues and the progress with them. When the issue maybe is merged, we can basically add some we can basically add some labels that are going to be self-explanatory that the issue is merged. All right. Apart from that, okay, so the next thing is going to be, you're going to be using issues to be using issues when we have the fixes that we want to fix. Let's say like you go through the app, you go through the features that are already merged on the main branch or on the master branch. So at the end of the day, if you find a vulnerability within them, or if you find a bug within them, or if you find that there is an improvement that needs to be done, you can also create an issue on your own. You can create an issue for that. Then you're going to be assigning that to someone, and that one, the assignee is going to work on it as well. So to be able to be able to distinguish the issues, you can maybe tag to that issue. You can tag it like a label of bug when it's a bug, or you can tag it to any label like it depends. It's going to depend on what we want to achieve with the issue. All right, so we have multiple issues and we are going to be working with them. So for this one that we have here, they are task like. So when you get to assign when you assign with it, we are going to make sure that you work on it, then you deliver it. So when you are basically done with this, we're going to be closing it, and we want to move to be very faster. At the end of it, all we're going to have all our issues very merged. Okay, cool. I think that is it basically with Git, except if you have any question, I can try to answer. Any question or supplement? Okay, let's see.
Okay, yeah.
Are we good to go?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
So for this project, hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, so for this
Yes.
project, TCL-49, are we going to like, when we want to create our branches now? Because I know that when I cloned this repo, I didn't clone it to my own account, my own personal GitHub account. So am I going to just create a branch and just push it like you directed us to do today? I don't know whether you get my question.
Do you?
Yeah, I get. You can answer. You can answer. I can give it to you, maybe. Go.
Sorry, Patrick, you're handing over to me.
I was saying like I can leave it to you, Golf, so that you can answer.
Okay, yes.
These questions.
So Terry, I think you're asking if you should put branches on the main repo or fork it. I think that's what you're asking. No, it's better if we all work on the main repo because it gets complicated with forks and stuff. And so the way it works is that you create a branch, and the branches have specific names. They have first your initials. So let's say I'm Golfo Vasiliou and I'm working with Patrick. Your last name is, okay, sorry, I can't pronounce it, but it starts from N. So the branch would be GV dash PN dash the issue name. So for example, GV dash PN dash create form for login. So we have this specific format so we can easily understand which team made each branch and stuff like that. And yep, that's how we work.
So we always have to write down our initials because we will be like working together in pairs. So we always have to write down our initials in the branch name, right?
Yep, we write them in the branch, and I don't know if you checked the project brief. The teams are already there. So this week, this week it's going to be Christina and Terry, one team, and Victoria and Debbie is the other team that will be working together.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at the issues. Let me share my screen. And So for this week, we're going to be looking, can you see the screen? You see it. We're going to be working on the first two issues. So the first one is, as a user, I want to read the names of all of the items in my shopping list. And so the most important feature of our app is the ability to look at what's on the list, so the user know what they need to buy. And the list component is the best place in our code to do that. In fact, the feature is already partially implemented. Refer to the acceptance criteria in the decision and the existing code to understand the work that remains. The list component is rendered on the list page, and because the navigation links are currently broken, you have to type that path into your browser's address bar. So for this feature to be accepted, the stream list items function used in the app JSX to get the items in the current list from the Firestore database. The list is passed into the list component as a prop name data, and in list JSX, the list item component is used to render the name of each item. So the only goal here is that the names render as expected, and you might be tempted to modify list item JSX to show more information. Debbie just joined. But you will do that later. And it's also very important that because there's a series of issues, it's good that especially in the beginning, you only do what is described in the issues, because towards the end of the cohort, you will have time to add any extra features you want to add. That's going to be up to you. You'll be able to add whatever you want. So don't try from the beginning to add fancy styling or do a lot of optimizations. And yes.
Okay, so sorry for cutting you short. I just want to get this thing clear. So I and Christina now, we are going to be like working this new week.
Mhm.
Are we going to create my own branch and Christina creates her own branch? Would that be the case?
I mean, one of you will create a branch and push it to the remote, and the other one will pull it.
Oh, okay.
We will do this at the end of the weekly. I mean, once I present the issues and we decide which team will work on each issue, we will do this. We will create the branches together, and so we are sure that everybody can pull the branches and start working. Okay, awesome. And here is a wireframe for what the list is going to look like. So it's going to look a bit like this, not from the beginning, not from the first week, but that's what you're going to be ending up with. And then you can add some nice styles to make it look better. And the data you need has already been passed into the list components. So you need to think of what steps do you need to take in order to render it. Yep, so for this issue, as it said, there's already some code. So first we need to understand the code, understand what's already there, and you need to add some stuff. Anybody have any questions? I guess not. We'll move on to the second issue.
Yeah, I think I have a question. So if I get you right, you said Christina and Terry are going to start this week. So what exactly are they going to be working on? Is it that like they're going to like have a different project that they are going to work on, then next week we get another different project, or what exactly?
Each team will have one issue. So now we're going to have issue number 1 and number 2. And once I present both issues, we will decide, I mean, you will decide which issue each team wants to work on. And you will work separately. Each of you focus on their issue, each team, not each person. And towards the end of the week, when everything is ready and we've done code reviews and stuff, we merge. And we hope everything works after it's merged.
Okay.
And okay. So the second issue is that users need to be able to navigate between the pages of our application in order to access all of its features. There's a navigation bar in the layout JSX component, but it's not quite feature complete. The links don't actually work in the nav element. So The nav element is added to the layout component. This is one of the acceptance criteria. Links to home, list and add item pages of the app are in the nav element. And the links all function as expected using the nav link component from React router DOM. There's a link to some of the official docs, and while you can do the same work with the standard anchor element, so plain A, but the nav link component adds additional behavior that is essential to our app functioning correctly. So again, the code exists, and you need to make some changes. And these issues, the way they are a bit actually like a real code bases where you join a company and there's already some code and you need to add stuff. You don't create stuff from the beginning. Anybody have questions about this issue? Okay, so who wants to work on the first issue and who on the second? So which team will work on the first issue and which team will work on the second? Or I can assign randomly if nobody has a specific preference. Yep, I can just do it. So first team is Christina and Terry. So Christina and Terry get issue 1. And I'll note it down so I don't forget. And Victoria and Debbie get issue 2. And yes, speaking of Debbie, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the issues presentation, but I saw that you joined and we had some intros. We introduced ourselves in the beginning. So it would be great if you could also introduce yourself.
Oh, yes. Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry for the delay. I've been having a really tough day. But yes, hi. My name is Debbie. I live in Dubai, in the UAE. I currently work in support, but I've been self-teaching web development for about 8 months now. And I would love to join the front-end team at work. So the Collab Lab is such a fantastic opportunity for me to learn how to work with other developers. Aside coding, I love to read fiction, even though I've not read anything this past month, but I love to read. And yeah, that's really all about me. Sometimes I play video games and I also code for fun. So yeah, it's so nice to meet everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Debbie, for the introduction. Nice to meet you too. And everything is recorded, so if you missed a bit of the weekly sync, but you can check it out in the recording. Okay, so now we can start creating our branches and making sure everybody has access to the repo. So does anybody, let's start with Christina and Terry. Which one of you wants to volunteer to share their screen and create a branch?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll share my screen. So sorry. Quickly step out. Okay. Can you see my VS Code?
Sorry, you asked if we can see it.
Okay, let me just share the VS Code. Sorry.
I could see the terminal, by the way, if you want, or you want to show the whole thing.
Yeah. Can you see this VS Code now?
Yep.
Okay, so let's create a branch. What's the naming convention?
It's the initials. So you are Terry. I don't remember your last name. Sorry. So it's the
ANK.
And next it's dash. And next is Christina's initials.
Okay.
CP.
Yeah, CP.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then next is, what is the issue about? Let's see. What was it about? Number one issue, where is it? Yeah, so the name of issue number one is, as a user, I want to read the names of all the items in my shopping list. So you can give a relevant name. I can post it.
So Christine, can you just say it out loud so I can type it?
Yep, and I will also post it in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
But yeah, you can make a shorter version, not the whole thing if you want.
Like read the names of all items in my shopping list. So you can write names of items or something like that.
I can write what names of.
Read names of items.
Read names of items. Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, I think that's
okay. So I've created a branch, so I can push it, right?
Yep.
I can push it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, done.
Okay, awesome. And now I can check that it appears on GitHub. Yep, I can see the name of the branch. And Christina, maybe do you want to share your screen and try to fetch it and see if you have access to it? I mean, you should be able, because I can see it on GitHub.
moment. I don't know if it's gonna work, because the thing is that I have you can hear me, right? The thing is that I have the project in another computer, so I cloned the repository in another computer, because this is like my working computer, and my Zoom was not working on the other one. That's why I had to switch.
I mean, if you have access to the repo, it's okay, because
yeah, I do have access, but in the other computer, not to this one.
Okay, no problem then. I think if you have any issue, just message us on Slack and we can figure it out.
Yeah, sorry for that.
No problem at all. So Victoria and Debbie, does one of you want to volunteer to create a branch for your team?
I'm just going to jump in very quickly and say that I've not really gotten around to creating cloning the repo on my end yet. So yeah,
okay.
So sorry.
No problem. Victoria?
I seem to be a little bit lost. So I'm supposed to have cloned the repo on GitHub. Or what exactly?
Yep, you can clone it in a folder on your computer. And then you create a new branch and push it to the remote.
Yeah. Okay.
And yep, if you want, if you can't share your screen, you can also do it by yourself, and just so we can see the branch on GitHub.
Okay, I might not be able to share my screen right now because I would need to figure this out somehow.
Okay.
You can continue, go.
Hmm?
I think you can continue. I think.
Okay, I'm just waiting for Victoria if she needs help or something, because I want.
I think she said she can't like.
Sorry.
She can't do it right now, so she has to figure out.
Okay, Victoria. Sorry, thank you, Terry. Sorry. So you mean you can't share the screen, or you don't know how to make the branch?
I'm not particularly sure on how to.
Okay, do you want to do this together? Now it's a nice chance, or if you want to figure it out alone and ask again tomorrow, that's also okay.
Okay, if it's not going to take any of your time, we can do that.
Okay, feel free to ping the team if you have any issues, and but we should try, so at least until Monday everything is okay and you can all start working. And I guess the most important tip I wanted to say is that maybe this was mentioned also in the orientation, but it's super important that you don't get stuck on features and you don't try to push alone. And if you are stuck on something, spend a whole day on yourself and trying to figure stuff out and get frustrated. So you should try as much as you can to collaborate with your teammate. And if it's possible to do pair programming, or if it's not possible due to, I don't know, people can sync up, collaborate at sync. So try to simulate how it would be in a real team. And if you get stuck on a problem, you can ask in our channel. You can ask in the main channels. Lots of people are willing to help. So even your teammates, the mentors. But it's most important to try to not get stuck, because you'll get frustrated and stressed for no reason, and the experience won't be so nice. And I'm going to create a thread for each of the teams, so you can talk about the project there. And this is super useful because you can, if you need help, you can easily tag somebody and they can see the history. But if you did it in your DMs, the person helping wouldn't be able to see them. And it's also nice for not spamming our channel, so you don't write messages the one under the other and the whole channel gets full with messages. So yeah, those are the main things to get started, and we will be in touch throughout the program. Do you have any other questions for now?
I was going to ask, once these tasks are done, how does the submission work? How does the review work? Do we have to have like a call like this again, and then maybe go over the code, or what do we do? So
generally the process is that you start working on the issues. Mm-hmm. And generally around, so try to have the issues merged until the day before the weekly sync or the weekly sync day. I mean, the ideal is have them merged on Friday, but maybe you need some more time. So first you work on the feature, then you, the other collab is code review your feature. And after that is done, the mentors, an assigned mentor will code review the feature. And once you have the code review accepted by the mentor, then it's ready to be merged.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
And so if nobody else has any questions, I want to wish all of you a great start. And I hope you make a fantastic project. And most important, have a lot of fun while doing it and learn a lot of things.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Yeah, bye.